Welcome to Sipping on Excellence. This is Coach KJ, and I'm here with my man, my dude, the Doc.
And this is where we will be discussing the exceptional that is absolutely attainable. My friends, here's to living that extraordinary life.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers, man. We are back. Welcome
goodness.
Welcome to Sipping on Excellence. Another day, another topic, another great conversation, another cough.
This guy, man. Oh, boy. How y'all doing out there?
We're going to start it off right.
This is Coach KJ. That's Doc in between the coughs. And we are Sipping on Excellence. We are here to present to you, to bring to you, to make you just be who you need to be.
Shit, make you question yourself. That's what we are here. Honestly, that's why we're here.
Yeah,
Let's make you question yourself.
That's the God's honest truth.
Make you question your existence, why you exist, and why you think and act the way you do. If you don't ever question that, you're not living.
And that was our show, ladies and gentlemen. You can catch the next episode of Sipping on Excellence every Wednesday. Ooh, got me coughing now.
We straight dropping gems, y'all.
Oh boy, we're gonna drop one today.
Yeah, y'all. If you haven't been checking out our IG Live, the warm up show happens every Saturday at 11 o'clock. We have a good time. What we mostly discuss is that masculine feminine dynamic.
Yeah, I really like our trajectory. What we've been doing, what we've decided to do. It's like we kept leaning into it. It was like, no, man, we need to just go that way.
Yeah.
That way.
And the reason why we created a safe space. Yeah, screw a safe space. We created a space where people can come have conversations with us that they can't have with the people in their lives. So they can pick our brains as men. We hopefully can pick your brains as women and men and understand where society is going, because right now it's all kinds of screwed up.
Oh boy,
dude, it is all kinds of just, jeez.
But the beauty is there's always opportunity.
Yeah,
always
right?
opportunity. And that's
always.
what we're trying to open up, is that platform to have opportunity. You don't have that opportunity, you missing out. You are.
Better yet, you all have the opportunity. You just got to take advantage of it.
Yeah, man.
We started this podcast so we could take advantage of ours, and and everybody has a platform.
This is true. We're in a state where literally everyone has a platform. Everyone.
And it's up to you to decide what you do with it.
There is no such thing as that celebrity anymore.
No, everybody's got a platform, and if you have one person following you, then that person's being influenced by you. Yeah. So we all have platforms. We are all influencers because we all have an influence on somebody at some point during the day.
One of the things that I learned, especially with posting on social media, is stop talking to the masses. Talk to that one person that you talk to.
Oh, for sure.
And when you
do the one person that needs to hear it.
The one person that needs to hear it.
Yeah.
When you do that, man, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit.
It is, right? And when people reach out to us and be like, great topic, great podcast, you know what? Do we have the following of a Jay Shetty? No, that's a brilliant dude.
Right. But he created that platform.
He started somewhere. And we're starting.
Sure did.
And the key is we have a great time doing this. And if nobody else gets anything out of it, we do. I know personally I grow each and every week just by talking things out.
Yeah.
And I know you hear us say this all the time. We're glad that you're here with us. Thank you guys, all of you who tune in on a regular basis. We appreciate you, and keep coming back because it's only getting better. That dude got problems, man. That dude's got problems.
If you need someone to talk to, call me. Satisfaction guarantee.
I wish I could tell y'all what he's singing, but I have no clue.
You don't remember that?
Nah.
Call me.
That's before my time.
You sucker. You older than me.
Barely.
You probably wrote the lyrics.
Oh, you funny.
You know you got Jesus' pager number.
You gave him the pager.
I have nothing. I'll let it go. I'll let it go from there. I'll let it go because it could have kept going. I'm one of those people, when you go in, I'm just like, all right, here we go.
This is where we started. Like back in, when was that? When you and I were going toe to toe with the Yo Mamas on text.
Oh my God. And I was like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm going to let them go.
We just went, I was like, hey, let's just go.
I had a few more, but I was like, if I do this, I'm going to fall asleep and he's still going to sit up.
It was late at night too.
Yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to keep going. I'm about to fall asleep.
Oh, that's funny, man.
And I'm going to say something unfunny. Right. And that I don't do.
Right. Oh, man. How was your week, man?
My week was good. It was challenging. You know, you learn from the challenges. You don't learn from the good stuff. You learn from the challenges.
Oh, for sure.
You learn from the challenges, man. You know, when you're trying to create space to be better and you realize there's certain areas that you just kind of struggle in, and you're like, you know, and sometimes you have to take it on the chin. And we've talked about this, taking it on the chin a lot. But what I've really, really learned this week is like learning how to not just take it on the chin, to smile when you take it on the chin. Like, yeah, thank you for that information. Man, well, you know what? Well, let me write down, tell me again what you said that I suck at so I can go ahead and fix this. At least take the nuggets out of it and fix this now.
Isn't it amazing how you take it on the chin, but metaphorically she can't?
No.
Right? And that goes to what we talked about earlier today, is how we as men, we take it on the chin. You tell us your life is shit. Oh, damn. All right. Yeah. Let me fix it.
And even when we shut down, we're still taking it on the chin, because we'll go away and we're like, man, that sucked. But is it really like that? You know, in our back of our head, we're like, is it really that bad?
We have less struggle with truth and reality than our fair companions. Because you can't expect them to take it on the chin. They're not built that way. And we've talked about this before. And those of you who don't believe it, we are hardwired different.
You know what they are? The red dress girl in the Matrix. In the Matrix with the red dress on.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, no.
And we're built different. And that's okay. We're supposed to be different.
And there's nothing wrong with it.
We don't expect you to take it on the chin. No. You know?
No.
And I'm not talking about physically. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't act like I'm condoning abuse. I mean, sometimes we want to tape your mouth shut, but we don't condone abuse.
You're like, oh, you know, I won't hit you. I'll choke you to death. Remember? Do you remember that? When Sean Connery was on Barbara Walters?
Yes, and he said it outright.
He said, oh, just every once in a while, you just have to choke a woman. You were like, wow. And she said, really? He's like, of course.
And what happened to him?
Nothing. Perfect time for that interview, though.
Right.
It was, what, late 80s?
Mm-hmm. Say that now.
Man. I mean,
every movie you ever want to do after that,
yeah,
you'll be canceled like Kevin Spacey.
And that was with men.
Yes.
He was canceled.
Dude. For real.
Yeah.
Man, been having some back issues.
Yeah.
But went and saw, and we're going to get him on the podcast, Fabrice, the physical therapist, osteopath.
First of all, you got to be a cool dude when your name is Fabrice.
Fabrice Gaultier.
Oh.
Doesn't get better than that, right?
So he probably walks around like he's in a Spike Lee movie. You know, when they're on the gliders.
I wish y'all could see me.
Just the streets
the head
are
doesn't
moving.
move. You just see this.
Yeah, the streets are moving by, but they're not moving. having conversation.
Yeah, no, good dude. He's fixed a lot of people that I sent to him. He takes care of a lot of athletes, and just good at what he does. And he just kind of told me what I need to know that I could tell you what to do for me. And was nice enough to say, hey, if he wants to come by and kind of bump brains, then we can do that too. I was like, bet.
I would love it.
You know?
You know me. I'm always up for some information.
Yeah. So next time I go, I'm just going to be like, hey, I'm bringing it with me.
Okay.
I'll let you know when that is. But, yeah, just I learned that I've always known this, but I've learned that brother needed some self-care. You know?
I love that you're learning, and it sucks that you have to go through back pain to understand that, but I love that you are learning more and more that is vital to you.
Oh, man. It so is. And so
you're like, I'll sleep later. Oh, I'll do. Like, no.
Nah, I gotta get after it.
Yeah.
And start taking care of me. I take care of too many other people who could give a shit about me.
Yeah.
So
you have to get after more you so you can be available for more people.
Exactly. Isn't that kind of wild how we think that way as service providers? Mm-hmm. We want to better ourselves so we can be better for other people.
Yeah.
Is that a toxic trait?
Nope.
I mean,
nope.
Feels like one to me.
Sounds like it, but nope. Nope.
My headphones are extra tight today. Maybe my head's swollen.
Well, it definitely ain't mine. You know, my head big.
Yeah. But nah, man. Other than that, it's been a good week. It's been busy. You know, the usual shit. But I think, there we go. The struggles are real over here.
Oh boy!
I was telling some people in the operating room. I was a resident and a med student about the podcast.
Yeah,
and they were like, well, "How do y'all? Do you have a script and then you kind of have talking points and all that?" I'm like, "Nah, this shit is what it is." So me fixing my headset, us coughing, us playing with the video, all of that just gets kept in. Why?
Yeah,
because you don't have talking points for a real conversation.
Right. I love how when we create topics and it's vice versa. Like you'll send something and go, what I noticed that you start doing when you send something, you said, I'll show you some descriptions why. And so I'll just wait. Someone won't go, huh? And see, for me, I'll send it and he'll go, huh? I'm like, well, you wrote this. I'm saying I like this as a topic. He's like, oh, okay.
Right. Yeah, man. It's just that's why we write topics down when we think about them, because we may not revisit them for months.
The bad part is we don't cross them off.
No. Like, did we talk about that already?
They're like, I think so.
I find myself scrolling through the podcast list like,
we did this whole list already. Yeah.
All right, well, it's still a problem. Let's talk about it.
Let's revisit it. Because give it a different title.
You know, when people start thinking 1 + 1 = 3, we need to revisit why it's 2.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, what did you learn about self-care?
I learned the necessity of it. Mm-hmm. It's that simple. And like we talked about earlier, men aren't good at self-care.
No.
Women are very good at self-care. They will take that moment, take that day, go to the spa. They will treat themselves to just feeling better. Men, we just, I got this. Yeah. On to the next day.
Grunt through it.
Just man up, muscle through. Yeah. You know?
But I think the missing component of the whole idea of self-care is we always think external, what we see or what we exactly feel. We're looking for that short term.
Right.
You also have to think about the long-term effects of it, and that's what you're putting in your body, also what, like how you're showing up for yourself and going to therapy and things like that. Looking at the long haul of what's happening inside, like what's happening between your ears when you're driving and it's quiet and there's traffic, like what are you talking about?
I mean, those of y'all who know me out there, dude, I'm about to get a massage. I'm about to have one regularly. I haven't called her yet. The schedule, but the mere fact that I'm open to it.
Yeah, but also there was purpose put behind it versus just showing up and get a massage.
Yeah.
So because you're so purpose driven, it's for this hip or whatever that needs to be worked on directly. Although she's probably going to end up working on other factors of your back and everything, but whatever, whatever gets you through the door.
Yeah, just trying to work it. Like I finally threw in the towel. And was like, all right, this is one of those moments of I too need help at times. So let me just let me get the help I need.
Oh, that's cute.
Fucking 50, man.
Man,
you wake up and you're like, damn, I'm 50 for real. All right, better tighten it up.
It's like sometimes I'm at the gym and I'm doing like, a whole lot of mobility stuff and I feel great. I'm like, okay, I feel really good now. Run to the car. Run to the car now. But get in and go home.
I'm going to say this now. I'm putting it out there. Y'all ain't going to recognize 51.
Okay.
I'm going to be I'm going to be a better version of me.
Okay.
Whatever that means.
Whatever that means.
Hope y'all recognize it. If you don't recognize it, you'll at least respect it.
Okay. You better put some respect behind my name. You better put some respect behind my name.
Shit.
You say my name, put some respect behind it.
Right. Dude, let's talk about what's wrong with y'all's. You said you had one today.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Man, listen. I hate public restrooms. I hate them. You look for the cleanest ones, and even in the cleanest ones, there's always some issues. I had this guy that happened to, went to a stall. Stall doors, walls tall. It's
closed off.
Yeah, it's closed off. You can't see. There's no seams.
Right. There's no slits and all that.
That's the beauty of going to this place. And you just feel you have an edge, like something's going on.
Like something doesn't feel right.
Yeah, light shining down, and this dude is like, you can see hit the direction of his feet. This dude in the shadow pushing down. This dude is wanky.
Oh,
man.
Choking the monkey.
Choking the monkey, man. I was like, you have got to be kidding
me. Dude was in the next stall rubbing one out.
Oh, man. And I don't know if it was, because I felt he came out. I felt he went into the restroom right behind me. Like, I'm like, this dude is facing towards me, though. I'm just like.
Maybe he's rubbing one out to you. It's okay.
Man. Man.
Dude, in a public restroom stall, middle of the day, rubbing one out.
Yeah, man.
Like, man, go home and do that.
Go home.
Go home. Go handle your shit at home.
You have got to be kidding. I almost was like, you have got to be kidding me. I almost yelled out.
Hey, hit the wall. Dude.
He would have stayed in that stall until he knew I was gone.
Be like this. Doom, 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 doom.
Right.
What you doing in there?
I should have did that.
Oh,
I should.
That would have been so funny.
But you know what? I would have been the angry black man.
I don't think you could have done that and not laugh. There would have been no anger behind that one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That would have definitely, he would have pissed all over himself.
It would have been everywhere.
Or at least wait till I'm done.
Right.
So you did do that.
Damn, I didn't know anybody was in there. Yes, you did. Oh, man, that's funny. But yeah, this is why do people do that? It's like, come on, man. There's got to be something mentally wrong in that respect. Got to be some shit wrong with you to be. Come on, man. Come on.
Bruh. Ugh. Anyway.
Not what's wrong with y'all, but the message I just got.
Yeah.
I want to put that out.
Yeah.
So
what's right with you?
This is what's right with the world. I just got a message from a friend of mine who is a little bit older than me, white guy, part of the, just everything you would think opposite of what I'm about to tell you. But great dude. If you knew him, great dude, and you'd understand why he said this. Let me know that somebody I know passed away, an older black woman. Mm-hmm. And his text to me when he sent it to me, he sent it and I sent back to him like, wow, okay, this woman passed away. But when he sent to me after that, I'm going to read it directly so I get it right. He said how she died, pancreatic cancer, and then he's like, if God exists, God is an older black woman. And to hear that coming from somebody who's not black, who's not a woman, I get why he's saying it. Because this woman was a gem, you know? And so just a sweet lady.
She looked like the Oracle.
Yeah. Just a sweet lady, dude. And there's little, in a world full of just the shit that's going on, every now and then you get a glimpse of some goodness and a glimpse of some goodness in somebody. And you're like, that surprised me. And shit rarely surprises me. But it's not a surprise coming from him, but never reaches out to me for anything socially. And just boom. I was like, you know what, man? I'm impressed by that. That's what's right in the world. Not what's wrong with y'all, but that's what's right with y'all.
Yeah.
And some more of y'all need to get some act right. You know? Some more of y'all need some effing act right.
Yeah.
Because most of y'all are making this world shitty.
Yeah. But they're chasing shitty. They're not even trying to make it better. They're chasing the stink.
But here's something else, man, that just, well, what's wrong with y'all that's making my blood boil recently. All these people that look like us, and a lot in the Bay Area, smashing cars, taking shit. You know, you have all these young kids in broad daylight just going around parking lots, breaking out windows and robbing people's stuff out of their cars. In broad daylight, going to hotels, smashing car windows, jumping in a car and driving off. You got people walking into Walgreens, the Nike store, Lululemon, like we were talking about before, and they're just grabbing what they can, not even running, just grabbing what they can and just rolling out. You know, you go to the drugstore and things are locked up in the cases. They're busting those open, taking them out, taking what they want, and everybody's just watching them and filming them. And here's the shitty part. Social media and everywhere you look, it's all young black kids that are doing this.
That they're showing.
I was about to say, there's all young black kids that are doing this because that's what they're portraying. You can't tell me that there's not, in different parts of this country, little white kids or little Hispanic kids or other people doing it. And if we are doing this at a higher disproportionate rate, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? You know, in one hand, you hate when people say we're criminals and we show ourselves in a certain light.
Right.
But then yet we go and we do stupid shit like this and we want to blame it on the fact that we don't have any money. There's poor people everywhere. It's
that are trying to figure it out.
It's the environment, but yet we're shooting each other at a disproportionate rate than everybody else. And if you know people are putting this shit on social media and you're getting put on camera, yeah, you're thinking about yourself, but you're not thinking about yourself because you're only making life harder for everybody like you. Because now you're going to force these people that you're starting to rob all the time to go get armed security. And one of these times you're going to go in there thinking you're going to walk out and you're going to catch a hot one in the ass.
There was that one kid that didn't steal anything.
Didn't steal anything.
He bought something, left, was trying to leave. The guy
shot him.
But, I mean, accosted him before he even got out the door, then shot him on the way out the door.
Yeah.
And just stood over him like, yeah, like what? What?
And he had a receipt in the bag.
Yep.
Dude. But why is it getting that way? Because we're doing dumb shit. During COVID, going into, like during the 2020 protests, how everybody's going in the stores and smashing jewelry stores and running in, grabbing purses. You're not filming little white kids doing that, but you got little white kids filming all the black kids doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, go tell me why that is.
Yeah.
Because we're just doing dumb shit.
And then it got to the point where we're just like, they were like, screw it. We're just going to rob everybody.
Yeah.
We're gonna go in Beverly Hills,
and we're just gonna take
Melrose.
we're gonna take people's watches and sitting there eating lunch.
Right.
What is that doing for you?
Oh, it's gonna come back on you. In heavy dose, I don't care what anybody says. It always comes back to you on heavier dosages.
And the reason why is because, think about this: you're now creating an environment where you're stealing and robbing in masses. So what's that going to do? It's going to make the wealthy pull their money even further away from the poor neighborhoods, and you're going to be in a worse situation. Nobody's going to say, oh, you've been robbing the shit out of me, so let me help you. They're going to be like, you've been robbing the shit out of me, so we're just going to become more secure, give you less access to shit, because now I'm going to think if I see you, you're going to rob me. So now I just don't want to see you.
I mean, think about living here, Beverly Hills, how already challenging it is just to move around, to walk in, and you have to first fight for parking.
100%.
And let alone being able to get a seat at a restaurant, and they're making it hard just to get through the front door.
And you walk in, and everybody's looking at you already. Why? Because people who look like me are doing dumb shit, and they can't say, "Well, white kids are doing it too." Well, white kids ain't getting caught on camera.
That's right.
And everybody's got an iPhone. Why are they catching you and not them? Mm-hmm. I'm not saying they're not doing it. They're just not stupid enough to get caught on camera because they're actually smarter about it.
Tell you.
I'm just, come on, man.
They're gonna catch
help
that.
Help us, help you.
They're gonna catch that heat.
It's gonna be
a hot toddy.
It's gonna be a day of reckoning when people are gonna get sick and tired of getting jacked. And when that happens, y'all are lucky. And the only reason why it's happening here, y'all are lucky. This is an open carry state like Texas. This shit ain't happening in Texas. This shit ain't happening in Texas and Florida. It's happening in California. No. Now, am I for open carry guns? No. But I'm sorry. If somebody knows you're strapped, they're less likely to roll up on you.
That's right.
Plain and simple. So I ain't mad at the people that want to carry. I am not mad at you. Anyway, dog, let's get to this podcast.
Let's get to it.
Well, I'm guessing people already think
let's do it.
People think this is the podcast.
Podcast.
What we sipping on today, man?
We are sipping.
Sip of the day.
The sip of the day.
Should have a sip of the day button.
We decided to go with something that's a little refreshing.
A little summery.
Little summery.
Even though summer ain't acting like it wants to come.
Bro, we got to make it.
Yeah.
We're going to make it summery. Starts with this drink.
That's right.
A little sunshine in it. A little orange juice. It is a orange margarita.
Tequila.
Tequila.
That's my shit,
a little bit of lime, but mainly your orange juice. Get you a good quality orange juice as well. That's important. You know the rest of the ingredients.
Tequila, Cointreau.
Cointreau.
Lime.
Yeah, a little simple syrup, to taste, whatever that is for you.
We like agave.
We like agave. We like it a little sweeter. Mm-hmm. With the tartness.
Tell them. Preach.
Preach. Yeah, man.
On that, cheers. Grab your sip. We about to get after this episode.
That's it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's delectable.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't said that in a while. That's delectable. hand in the camera, huh?
All right. Now we can get after it.
Now we can get after it. Yeah, let's talk about it. What are we talking about?
Let's get into this topic, man. We decided, Coach came at me with an idea, and we were like, yeah, let's do this. I had to think it over, like what direction we wanted to take, and then we said, you know what? Let's take it every direction.
Yeah, has something flying in my face.
Gnats. I got bugs and shit in my house.
And no plants.
No plants. No windows or doors open. Maybe I'm just filthy.
Or Pigpen.
It's a joke if y'all knew me.
This guy. Oh my gosh.
But
I'm in the mausoleum.
we always tell people, this podcast we preach, go after what you want, just your purpose. And we preach that, but then you hear everybody talking about, well, just in case. What does that mean? Why do you need a plan B? Why do you need a safety net? What is your safety net? What does that even mean? And that's in multiple walks of life.
Yeah.
You know, say for example, I'll start with my life. When I was looking at my profession, I knew what I wanted to do, but I wasn't quite sure. And so I went into engineering school. I knew where I was headed. But when somebody said, hey, do you think you want to go to med school? I was like, you know what? I'll take the entrance exam and all that. And if I don't do well, I can always fall back on engineering. So engineering was my backup plan if medicine didn't work.
Right.
If I didn't have a backup plan, how much harder would I have tried for plan A? You know? And I think we create a safety net out of fear.
Of course.
And I think it's a fear of going all in. Do you think there is an issue with going all in? And do you think do you think it's dependent on the stage in life where you are?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's dependent on the stage of life. It's dependent on the maybe it is onto the mental stage, your stage that you kind of set for yourself.
Right.
You know, things that have happened in your past, they kind of carry over. You're writing the book. You know, we're all writing the book. We continue to write the book, but I think a lot of times we get caught into the previous chapters and how those chapters factor into what we're trying to do now. And it hinders that level of commitment because all it is just a commitment.
So if for some reason you could no longer make a living coaching, what would you do?
I mean, what I do good is I still train.
To me, I'm wrapping all that in.
See, for me, it's all encompassing. For me,
So if you can't do that, like your coaching, training, what you do now as a source of income, if you couldn't do that, what would you do?
something in sales,
So
whether it be cars, whether it be
what I'm hearing, and this is why I want y'all to listen to this, he's all in. Because he doesn't have a backup plan. He didn't immediately say, oh, I'm going to do this, this, and this if this falls through. He's just like, well, shit, I got to do something to make money, so I'll find a plan B.
right.
But the difference is he's not thinking about a plan B.
Yeah.
Because in his mind, there is no plan B. This is it. This is where I'm going. And that's why I wanted him to say, without knowing what I was asking him, I wanted you to say that because I'm like, the way that you answered it, I could see your mind working like, I guess I'll do sales of some kind.
Yeah.
Because you thought back to what you've done in the past.
Yeah.
And what you were good at.
Because I felt that everything that I did before led me up to where I am now. You know, the sales that I've done in the past
Right.
have taught me how to, create an opportunity. You know, when I'm going after clients, that taught me how to now sell myself. And now selling coaching as well as still selling some training is like, okay, well, this is what I'm still selling. Now, if I'm struggling a little bit financially, I know how to step back and say, this is what I'm focused on, but I'm going to generate whatever, I can underneath the table.
I gotta make money while I'm focused on that.
Yeah.
And to me, that's not a plan B.
No.
That's just, I'm doing what I got to do so plan A can go move forward.
Right.
And I look at my life very similar. Somebody asked me the other day, what would you do if you couldn't practice medicine? I don't know, because I've never thought about it. It's never been a thought in my mind. What do you do if you can't be a surgeon anymore? I'll figure something out. It's just because we're those dudes who, no matter what, we will figure out a way to survive. There is no plan B. Survival is plan B. Plan A is this is full steam ahead right here. People are like, oh, your podcast is plan B. No. This is fun. This is all part of the same plan. You know, if I can't practice medicine, I still got to do something.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Yeah. So,
because I was asked this, I said, well, with you doing the podcast, aren't you taking away from the idea of you doing, your business, your social media, I said, no, this is content
it's all part
towards the collective. This is all part of the idea of this is what I do to hone my voice, to get my message out, to share. I'm just sharing with someone of like-mindedness.
And I think this makes me better at my primary drive.
Yeah.
Because not only does it help me communicate better, but it also makes the people who I'm communicating with who've heard this feel more comfortable. Feel more comfortable with who I am, feel like I'm a real dude, et cetera. So it's still driving the primary, the A game and not the plan B.
Right.
And I think most people go into everything focusing on what if this fails. And so, what if this fails? What am I going to do? So they start trying to focus on a plan A and a plan B at the same time. You can't do that. Right. I don't care who you are. If you're focusing on plan A and plan B at the same time, you're taking away brain power from plan A to kind of foster plan B. Let me put this in the wings just in case.
Yeah. Now, we get into this a lot, and especially lately. Who do you think has a plan B more, men or women?
Oh, women. And here's why. When you look at relationships, we're switching gears from work to relationships, but when you look at relationships, men don't have women in the background that are waiting, that he's like, you know what, if it doesn't work out with my woman, I'm immediately going to this next dude. This is why we say women, there's always going to be that dude that's lingering who a woman could easily jump from one dude to the next. Men may sleep from one woman to the next.
But he's not jumping.
From relationship to the next. Yep. Like, for example, most men that I know that are married right now, my friends, if their relationship went south, there's no plan B. They're like, I'm done. There's no plan B. My plan B is I'm not doing this again, kind of thing. And I know a lot of dudes that are like that. My brother's like that. He's like, I'm doing this once. If something happened, I get divorced or my wife passes away, God forbid, or something like that, he's like, that's it. I'm done.
I mean, I brought this up on the podcast before. People always ask, like, you said you'd never get married again. I said, I sure did. But I was available for love and interested. We came across each other. And it got to the point where I realized, like, I ain't letting this one go.
Right. Now, that's why I said earlier about plan Bs at different stages. Think about now at 50. If something happened to your wife, what reason would you have to get married again? You date all you want, be in a relationship. And that's what I'm talking about. You'll have people in your life. And that's what my brother says. But he's like, I don't know that I've had my kids. I've had my wife. Right. Do I need to wife again if something down the road happens? Now, when you're 20 and you get married young, and if you get divorced at 30, chances are you might get married again. 50, 60, are you going to get married if something happens to your spouse at 65? You know what I mean? You're just like, I'm kind of done. I may date. I may do all these different things, but you're not actively thinking, I have a plan B. Right. Why? And a lot of women out there are going to hate me for this. Men aren't looking for someone to take care of them. Women will always want and need that protector provider. So in the instance where something goes wrong in the relationship with the protector provider that they have, there's a plan B in case this one doesn't work, or there's a protector provider that can do it better.
Yeah. And the thing is, when you get to the upper ages, late 60s, 70s, what happens is I'm set up. Something happens to my spouse, my husband, I'm set up.
Yep.
You know?
But here's the thing, too. If you go through a man's phone and a woman's phone, men may have names and numbers of women they smashed back in the day, etc. Or if they have an ex that's that they're friends with. Mm-hmm. In a woman's phone, there's always that dude who is next in line. If something happens, there's always that dude that you may not know which one that is in that phone, but there's a dude in that phone that's next in line. They may not even in their minds know it at the time.
Right.
You know, the woman may not know it at the time, but that dude, there's a dude in that phone that's not only hoping he's next in line, that she knows that she's not with him because she's with you. Not because she doesn't want to be with him that she never wanted to be with him, but she just wanted to be with you more.
Yeah.
With us, there's no woman in our phone that's next in line. When we're done with you, we're not going to them. We're going next that way. Mm-hmm. You know, these women on our phones are either people we dated that we no longer want to date, or they're just friends. If they've been friend zoned, we're not bringing them out of the friend zone. Right. Men don't do that. You got friend zoned for a reason.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We don't have women in our contacts that are lingering. They may be lingering, hoping they're next in line. We're not keeping them there thinking they could be next if this doesn't work out. No. We're going to go look for somebody completely new. Right. That's why most of the time men don't have a plan B. So when the relationship goes south, they get hurt way more than when the relationship for the woman. Yeah.
In the live, yeah. Yeah. Men
why do you think women are like, I'm done, I'm filing for divorce? Why? Because by the time they file for divorce, they already have a plan B.
Yep. They've already moved on to the plan B.
They've already moved to the plan B and has already put it in motion.
Yeah.
Men file for divorce, they're just happy to be done. And then they're like, all right, what am I going to do next?
Yeah. And you know what's funny about that as well is like, you know, I know we're kind of going off the rails, but
it's what we do.
It is what we do.
Sipping on excellence. It's all excellent.
But it's interesting, like, you know, years pass by. Example, my ex and I can talk to her, we're cool, or by text or whatever. The moment I mention, like, does your husband know blah, 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 like, she has this thing where she gets super nervous, she gets really sick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I said, does your husband know how sick you get when you get nervous like that? All of a sudden, we can be texting back and forth. I'll say something like that.
Radio silence.
Radio silence. Not until the next birthday.
Yeah.
Because, we text each other around each other's
Right.
birthday or whatever, or if something's happening in the city or whatever. But it'll be radio silence just because. It's like, I'm like, wow, okay, that really, really sits with her, okay.
It does.
In a weird way. Oh, well.
Not my
That's
problem.
her. I'm good over here.
Right.
Believe me, I love mine.
Exactly. Yeah, that's your problem over there.
Yeah, you struggling to deal with that? That's on you.
Right?
Yeah.
One of the other things where it's probably necessary to have a plan B is when you're talking about financial investments, et cetera.
Okay.
And work.
Right.
So say you're deciding, you know what? I'm going to go into real estate. I want to invest a little bit. You don't take all of your shit.
Which is what people do.
You don't take all of your shit because somebody told you this is a good investment and drop it in. You don't say, I'm all in, and if it fails, I'm bankrupt. That's dumb. Your safety net, which all of us should have, and I'm going to tell you guys, and I'm still trying to work on this, you should have 6 to 12 months of living expenses as a safety net. Just over there. If you have the ability to save that and put it away, that's your safety net. Because as we all found in COVID, when nobody was working, everybody was dipping into their savings, doing whatever they can to stay afloat. I always told myself I want to get to the point where my lifestyle is set for 12 months if I don't work a day for an entire year. Haven't reached that yet. I'm trying to, because in your mind, you're always like, who stacks that kind of cash? But then you realize it. Anything could happen. I could break my hand tomorrow and can't operate. What's my plan B? I don't have a plan B, so I better have a safety net, which is a savings.
Well, think about this, and we've all heard the story. Oprah, how she had $30 million in cash in her closet, stashed underneath the wood paneling. $30 million in cash because the mindset of the way she grew up, the scarcity, things like that. No matter how great things are going, oh well, I'm gonna keep stacking more cash. Well, I'm gonna keep stacking. When you get to $30 million in cash, it's like, you have got to be kidding me.
But some people don't trust banks.
That's right.
And I think
especially black folks, boy.
Yeah. Oof. And so one thing I've learned is you always keep a little bit of cash on hand. Mm-hmm. So whether you keep it in a safe, whether you keep it in a safety deposit box in a bank, have some cash that's not electronic.
Yeah. Yeah. But but would you consider that a plan B, or that's just being mindful?
Safety net.
Yeah.
As part of a safety net. Yeah. I think that's being mindful, and that is your plan B. That's your fallback plan until you recreate a different plan A when your initial plan A doesn't work. Yeah. Or if it goes south.
Yeah. Because I guess I just always assume and look at plan B as the option in case of, and that is in case of, but at the same time, it's just being smart with your money. You just want to be prepared for the circumstances.
Well, look what happened to me with St. Vincent. So here's what we did. They were like, we're building an office. They threw a ton of money at us, right? Mm-hmm. My brother and I were like, I'm not giving up my office at Cedars.
Right.
I'm like, we're going to be both places and not just jump all in. And sure enough, that other health system filed bankruptcy. Mm-hmm. Took us down a financial windfall. Almost made me bankrupt. But I didn't give up. I had the plan B, which became plan A again. Yeah. Plan A got pushed to plan B, which got pushed back to plan A again, because I was like, I'm never giving this up because it would be stupid. And sure enough, so in situations like that, that's not the safety net. That's just plan B. Mm-hmm. If I'm going to hustle I have my primary hustle. I'm going to do some things over here. If this hustle doesn't work, I can still do this. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean by the plan B. Yeah. That's where sometimes it's necessary. But if you have decided this is my life's goal, then you go all in. Mm-hmm. And your plan B should just be, I'll figure it out if plan A doesn't work. Not, I'm figuring it out as I'm trying to figure out plan A. You can't figure them both out at the same time. That just doesn't work. No. And so I'm like, dude, all in when it comes to that. But be smart about your all in. Right. Be smart about your all in. Be smart about your all in relationships. Understand that men will always be all in. If you give them something to be all in about, and don't think men have to be all in the way that you are.
We just think differently.
We're different.
We commit differently. We share differently. We don't live in this space of like woo all over you. Our all over you is showing you in so many different ways. I take care of you this way. I do this. I do that. It's.
We don't have to give you all of our time to be all in. No, because we can't be. Our all in means I want to do everything to provide for you. Yeah, which means less time for you. Yeah.
Because we're not even thinking about ourselves anymore. We're thinking about you when we're building whatever it is we're trying to build. I'm really honed in and focused on how can I make her life easier for me so we can enjoy each other more.
Because you'll never hear a man say, what is my plan if this doesn't work? Mm-hmm. But I tell, and this is, I'm bad for this, all my female friends, I tell them, make sure you have some of your own shit in case this relationship doesn't work.
Yeah.
I tell all my friends, hey, look, you can have a joint bank account, but have your own as well. Because if things go south, you want to know that, yes, you're contributing to the unit, but you want to have a little stash of your own. If you're all in that respect, as a woman who doesn't have the skill or whatever it may be, you're not a boss. And you've relied 100%. Like, I know people, which is sad, who've never even pumped their own gas before. When I say they're all in, they're all in. Like, their husband goes and fills up the tanks, does everything for them, washes the cars, does all this stuff, gives them an allowance. They don't work. They just, the housewife, they do whatever. But here's the craziness. But yet they're still the ones who end up talking about, I think I want to get divorced. What you gonna do? You don't know how to do anything. He doesn't have time for me because you have him doing everything. He doesn't have it. You are his plan A and B.
You know what that made me think about? You saying that? Will and Jada.
Mm-hmm.
Because, Will blew up, but she's the thespian, grew up going to school for it, learning acting and everything.
He fell into it like,
Yeah, he's like, but he was committed to it. He went all in. And there was a sense of jealousy. And the jealousy was nothing more. It's not like he said, no, stop working. No, take care of the kids. No, develop.
Right.
No, she was still working. She was still getting things. Hell, she had 2 TV shows.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 if I stand corrected.
She was doing just fine.
She was doing very well.
Yeah.
But he's the megastar.
What would you do? And I know this answer, but I'm going to let you, I think I know this answer. What would you do if Kenyatta was all of a sudden like, you know what? Shit's going great at work. I got a promotion giving me an extra $500,000 a year. Coach, Kenny, boo, stop working. Don't do anything.
Mm-mm.
Exactly.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And why do you think that is?
Because
a man will always be a man.
Exactly. A man will always be a man. It's a level of self-preservation. It's and that is in itself a little emasculating.
Yep.
Depending on your relationship and how it's approached and addressed, but it can be emasculating.
But let the script be flipped. Yeah. And you went to Kenyatta, or you just forget your relationship. You look at a man and he goes, most women, remember I told you this about surgeons I work with, who outright will say, if my man told me today we could have this exact lifestyle and I want you to not go back to work, cool. Now, these are educated, spent their entire life becoming surgeons who would be like, yeah, I'm good. I'll just stay home and take care of the
Happens all the time.
It's wild, right? But yet,
you put all that work and effort in to take a backseat to it.
Let the right dude come along and say, babe, I got you. We are good. Resignation tomorrow. Or would peel it back so much, they would keep going a little bit just because of ego. But it's like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Their plan B would be, their plan A now just became their plan B if this marriage doesn't work.
Yeah.
Wild, right? But a man's plan B is never his purpose if his marriage doesn't work. His purpose is always plan A, whether his marriage works or not.
Got even one more for you. Mm-hmm. And we know this person. They were working their plan B until that plan A came along at the right opportunity.
Who? Don't say the names, but
the family,
life,
everything that came along with that.
Yeah.
It was technically she was working the plan B.
Yes, she was.
It was ideally scripted as a plan A, but she was working her plan B.
Yep.
And fulfilling the needs of the plan B to give her the space to create the plan A. That plan A came along. Woo! And now everything that comes along with that.
True that.
Everything
that goes with that.
Whoa, that one went to a different place, but at the same time, it's a thing that you might want to think about in here.
Put your focus where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Not always where you want it to be.
Right.
Needs and wants are different. A lot of times they're the same, but most of the time they're different.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. But I think just as men, though, overall, we just show up differently.
Yeah.
We show up differently. We share differently. We express our love differently. A lot of times you think that we're not in love with you or we're not showing our love.
We love you more than you know.
Man.
And I guarantee you.
And blindly.
We probably love you more than you love us.
Blindly so in many ways.
Because think about, and people are going to hate this, think about what, if you bring nothing to the table but you, like you bring nothing else to the table, if you are that person, your dude loves you to death. You bring nothing to the table, and you bring stress, and you bring drama, and you bring just nagging and all this other stuff, and yet he still protects, provides, tries to give you time, loves you, is there for you, and just says, yes, dear. There's zero way you love him the same. Let the tables turn and he not bring something to the table.
Like I said.
And then he starts bitching at you. If you come home from work, if you're the boss, babe, you come home from work and you find your dude sitting on the couch watching video games and you're like, babe, I'm hungry. And he's like, there's food in the kitchen. You will lose your shit. Let him come home from work and you're watching your favorite sitcom. And he comes home and is like, babe, what's for dinner? And you're like, I left you some food in the kitchen. What he does?
Go heat
cool.
it up.
He goes, heats it up and eats. See the difference? We're not the same.
No.
We love you unconditionally.
One of the things that you asked, say, if something went down, we were out. Somebody comes up to me, they talking out of turns, they get in my face, they might push me, whatever. I said, just like, what would happen? I said, I would snatch his jaw out of his mouth. He said, what? I said, I would snatch his jaw out of his mouth. He's popping off at the gums, and I don't know if you need to defend a woman, you want to really scare the shit out of somebody that's acting up. It's a little nasty. As he's popping off at the gums, grab him by his mouth. As soon as he opens his mouth, just grab it, yank it down. He will hit the ground. He will start crying like a baby.
I'm a little afraid, y'all, because it sounds like he's done that a few times.
That or I'll choke him. I'll choke anybody.
And I always tell people, too, you know, if you look at that same scenario, before you react, the first thing, and this is another difference between men and women. A man, before he reacts, he assesses the situation.
Yes.
And the first assessment is, number one, is this necessary? Number two, what's going to happen if I react? Am I going to get hurt? Is he going to get hurt? Am I going to jail? 4, is there a point in this interaction where I can just walk away? Flip the script. Let somebody pop off at a woman. Her mouth immediately opens and lashes back. Let her, somebody, and she's looking at you like you ain't gonna step in.
Because she's not scared.
Exactly. Because she's automatically knows the danger is not coming at her. It's coming because of her at someone else. Mm-hmm. If she's by herself, different story. She's got to fight him off, do whatever.
She's like, I got my plan A.
You know what I mean? And so what people need to realize, plan B should be to knock a fool out. Plan A is, how do I get out of this situation? Because I've seen too many people lose their lives. Number one, I can't afford to go to jail. You lose everything just by getting arrested. So for me, like I go back to Kevin Hart. He says some big dude like The Rock comes up and smacks your girl on the butt. And she's looking at you, you ain't gonna do nothing? Well, first I need to ask you, what did you do to make him smack you on the butt? Or he punched you in the face. What did he do?
What did you say to him?
Or like I heard it. He's doing a part about getting knocked out. I don't know if you remember this.
Yes.
One. And he's like, at the bar. He's like, the first time I seen him, my boy got knocked out. And he's like, when he came to, he's like, Kev, why'd you help me? He's like, I saw what he did to you. Why am I getting knocked out?
Why would I do that?
One of us got to drive home. Why would I do that? But it's the truth. It's you got to assess the situation and realize plan A is let me find a mode of escaping with dignity. Mm-hmm. If there's no way for me to escape with my dignity, then plan B is I got to protect and handle my business. If I get knocked out, I get knocked out. I'm not trying to get knocked out.
We're trying to avoid getting knocked out.
We're trying to avoid confrontation altogether.
Right.
That's another thing about men. We really do try to avoid confrontation. Mm-hmm. If there's no alcohol involved, we try to avoid confrontation.
But think about it, we try to avoid confrontation at home. That's why we shut down.
That's why we say yes, dear.
Yeah.
Y'all are ready for it the minute we walk in the door. And if we don't give you what you're looking for, you start bringing up the past. And you just until you get what you're looking for.
Or if things are good way too long, it's like, it's too good too long. It's time to raise some hairs.
It's funny. So remember I told you what my brother's assistant said to him? No. She was like, because we were talking about why is it that women like drama, right? Mm-hmm. And yeah, this is a little off topic, but it's just funny. She was like, my boyfriend treats me well. She's like, but when things are going really well, she's like, I'll poke the bear. I'll start a little something just to create a little drama so that way I know he cares about me.
It's uneasy.
Dude.
That's an uneasy feeling.
Yeah. It's like, why are you, if you think things are going too well, accept that shit. But they need drama. Just like if you don't show your woman that you're jealous, she feels you don't love her. A man doesn't care if you're a jealous woman. He actually doesn't want you to be a jealous woman. He just wants you to love him. You know? Like we always say, if you respect your dude, that's love to him. Mm-hmm. Women, if you don't show her that you're jealous, because they'll do little things. Oh, this guy at the gym hit on me today. Okay, cool. Like, you really don't care. You're like, shit, I'm happy some dude hit on you today. That means my wife is hot.
That's right, Chief. Know? That's right.
Right? Because who wants somebody that nobody else wants?
You know, and I mean, we're, like you said, off the rails, yeah, but that's like, especially as you get older, my wife and I'll ask her, anybody hit on you today? She asked me the same question. Anybody hit on you today? Like, no, not today.
I'm slacking. I'm slacking today.
See, that's what happened. You need to be dressing it up. You need to put on all them clothes you got in that closet.
Yeah, and that's a healthy relationship with no plan B.
Yeah, man.
That's what a healthy relationship is with no plan B.
Yeah, we dove in on that one. I like it. Man.
Dude, this is a great topic, man.
Yeah.
I had no idea where we were going to go with this, but it definitely came out as a great topic, man.
Live your plan A. Don't ignore your plan B, but live your plan A.
Coach, man, where they going to find you, man?
At Coach KJ Knows on Instagram or CoachKJ.com. Also, you're going to find us at Podcast, SOE.
No, at SOE _podcast.
No, it's Podcast, SOE.com.
You didn't say that.
I said podcast.
You said at.
Oh, my bad. Where they going to find you? Shut up.
Pull the glass away from that fool. They can find me at Leonel Hunt on Instagram. You'll find me
with an E, not an I.
At huntspine.com. And go check us out every Saturday IG Live and every Wednesday.
We out.
Later.